You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Mitchell Renton's here, ready to break down my top 32 quarterbacks entering the 2021 season. What I'm going to be doing on today's show is giving you guys my power rankings, plus projecting every starting quarterback and ranking them from 32 down to 1. Now, today's show is made possible because of Magic Spoon. Head on over to magicspoon.com/chat where y'all can save $5 off your very first order. If you're wondering, hey, what's that link again, Mitch? It's going to be in the comments. It's going to be in the description. So coming in here at number 32, starting quarterback of the Houston Texans, Tyrod Taylor. I don't think that we're going to see Deshaun Watson. It actually sounds like they're going to pay him $10 million to be the fourth string quarterback. Where the hell can I get that type of job? Coming in here at number 31, it's Mac Jones. He has been named the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots. It sounds like the team has released Cam Newton, and actually, this is the reason why that I'm going to be wearing a different shirt, because I actually filmed a video yesterday on some of these starting quarterbacks. I thought that Cam Newton was going to be here, but guess what? It's actually Mac Jones. Good for the rookie coming out of Alabama. He's had so much talent around him with the Crimson Tide. I mean, think about some of the receivers that he's had. Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. Those are all first-round wide receivers. I like him a lot. He's got a lot of talent, but the Patriots have played it a little bit safe with him. That's why he's number 31 here on my list. Coming in at 30, Jalen Hurts. Now, producer Jeremy loves him some Hurts, and we actually have a little bit of bet going on between him and a quarterback that's ranked number 11 on my list. Stay tuned to figure out who that is. But if this was a fantasy football show, he's a top 12 quarterback because of his ability to run. But I have him at number 30. His passing inconsistency does scare me a little bit. And the fact that they went out and traded for Gardner Minshew, don't get me wrong, it was an absolute steal of a trade. It still makes me wonder at least a little bit. At number 29, it's Andy Dalton. I'm almost wondering, hey, will the Bears do what the New England Patriots just did and play the better, younger player in Justin Fields? I know that Dalton is a reliable veteran, but I do kind of want to see Justin Fields out there. So what I want you guys to do now is go down in that comment section for me and be honest. Who is the worst starting quarterback in the National Football League? Go down in the comments section right now. Let me know what you're thinking. And remember, I'm going to have a little bit of a wardrobe change because I didn't anticipate Cam Newton getting released. Number 28 on my list, Jameis Winston. Sean Payton named him the starting quarterback for New Orleans. And you're going to see some really good Winston. You're also going to see a little bit of some bad Jameis Winston as well. Maybe he can be a little bit better in the second half of the season when Michael Thomas comes back around week 5, I believe. But until then, he's number 28 on my list. 27, another new quarterback in a new destination. The New York Jets said, Sam Darnold, I'll see you later. The Carolina Panthers, they are more than happy to be able to welcome him in. But the quarterback that Carolina had on their team last year, he's actually ranked a little bit higher. Speaking of Sam Darnold, he played in New York. Well, a guy that's still in New York right now, or if you want to get really technical, East Rutherford, New Jersey, it's Daniel Jones. He's going to come in at 26. The Giants did a phenomenal job this offseason, putting a lot of talent around him. Love the move of Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, but that offensive line does scare me a little bit. But Danny Dimes is 26 on my list. At 25 here, the new starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos. It's Teddy Bridgewater. He just flat out beat Drew Lock. I did not anticipate this, but I am going to give a major round of applause to Teddy. 2 gloves. Luckily, I don't have any gloves on, so you'll actually be able to hear me clap. 24, rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. So I understand that I've never seen him play, but you know what? Or I guess I should say, I've never seen him play in a regular season game. He looks pretty damn good to me in the preseason. I actually thought that he looked the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks, but there are some rookies that are ranked above him. At number 23, Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins quarterback. He's also been some up and down situations. Curious to see how healthy a lot of his receivers are, but he's 23. At 22, Carson Wentz. I think he's going to be ready to go for week 1. I mean, I understand when the initial report came out, said he could miss between 5 to 12 weeks. Now there's more reports out there that says that, hey, he could actually be ready for week 1. We've seen Wentz be almost an MVP. Is he going to be able to get back to that with Frank Wright again? Hey, who knows? But I do know this. When he is healthy, he's actually a halfway decent quarterback, but I don't know if he's going to be healthy. 21, Jared Goff, the new quarterback of the Detroit Lions. When I first made this video about 3 months ago, Goff was a little bit lower on my list, but the reason why he came up is more to do with guys like Wentz being a question mark, Tua Tagovailoa not playing as well, Zach Wilson being a rookie, and some of these other players moving down. Not really that Jared Goff did anything all that special. And when I do talk about special, the special deal we got going on here at Magic Spoon, if you guys don't know, magicspoon.com/chat. $5 off your very first order. My personal favorite is actually the Fruity, which you guys see on screen right now. Imagine healthy Fruit Loops. Imagine healthy Frosted Flakes. Imagine a healthy cereal. When you eat it, you're like, wow, that stuff is like absolutely insane. It's honestly so good. It's too good to be true. Watch this. Oh, man, we're just getting goodies dropped on us here. And the other thing, I know it's kind of like, looks like it's levitating right now. That's the green screen. But I will say this. What I want you guys to do is when you get a box of this stuff, look on the back of it. You can just see how much healthier it is. We're talking about a Patrick Mahomes style of cereal compared to a Tyrod Taylor's type of cereal. We're talking about the best type of deals here. Wow. Nice catch, Jeremy. If you guys are trying to catch some of this cereal in your mouth, 13 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, it's going to be available for you in the comments and in the description. Seriously, y'all, go check it out. And if you don't like it, you get your money back. You literally have nothing to lose. Let's go to the Steel City now. Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger. Ben, at the beginning of last season, was good, and then his arm kind of died out a little bit. I have moved Ben up in my rankings most recently, but he's number 20. Sometimes Magic Spoon, maybe you need a little bit of magic in your life. Ryan Fitzmagic, and if I get Fitzmagic on the Washington football team, shit, he might be a top 10 quarterback. Actually, he had a top 5 QBR last year in Miami, but anytime he's ever supposed to be the starter, you see this other guy, you're like, who the hell is this guy? All I know is this. I guarantee you're going to hear that he went to Harvard. Trevor Lawrence, he's the highest among all the rookies on my rankings at number 18. Urban Meyer named him the starter. He's actually been up and down out of all the first-round rookie quarterbacks. I actually thought he looked the worst in the preseason, but I'm also doing this projection on not only week 1, but how I think they're going to play the whole year. And from what I've seen from Lawrence at Clemson, I still have the most highest respect for him. At 17, Jimmy Garoppolo. So no Trey Lance in this show. I asked 49ers report host Chase Sr., I couldn't think of his name for a second, who's going to end up starting for the 49ers. He's like, it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo to start, but don't be surprised if Trey Lance does end up finishing it off. The reason why I have Jimmy above with a lot of these other players like Andy Dalton, some guys that also have some quarterback concerns, Garoppolo led his team at least to a freaking Super Bowl, and I really believe that if he was the quarterback of this team and that defense is fully healthy, they're at least a playoff caliber team. Now, if you guys are making it this far in the video, I got to be doing something halfway decent around here. We're halfway through my quarterback rankings, so make sure that you guys stay up to date on everything going on in the NFL. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to Chat Sports. I'm also going to be live tomorrow. Wednesday. Actually, I'm going to be live Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So what I want you guys to do is check out the show, see what we're doing. We do a lot of different good stuff here over at Chat Sports. And if you want a shout out on our live show, YouTube just released this new feature called Super Thanks, so you can super chat during a live show. But what I did here is I provided the picture. You can look underneath the video. It says thanks. Click on that, and basically you're supporting a free show. So if you go ahead and give us a super chat, super thanks, I'm going to give you some love during our Wednesday live show, 4 p.m. Eastern time, so see if you get mentioned. All right, y'all, let's go to the Cincinnati Bengals now. Joe Burrow. I actually just drafted Burrow in my family fantasy football league. Hopefully he can put up a lot of yards. I like the talent around him. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins as well. It's just, can he continue to move the football, and hopefully that offensive line can stack up. Kirk Cousins at number 15. A lot of talent around him. Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. One of the reasons why I'm a little bit worried, though, with Kirk Cousins is he doesn't plan on, at least I don't think he plans on getting the vaccine. Could that actually impact him and whether or not he plays an entire season? Number 14 on my list of NFL quarterback in these power rankings, it's Baker Mayfield. Now, he was probably one of the hardest guys to rank because there's at times you can see the arm strength, like you can see the talents there, and then Baker also kind of goes back to being this like boneheaded quarterback. But I'm not going to take away from Baker taking a step forward in his development in terms of last season. He just needed to be a game manager. He just needed to not turn the ball over. In the second half of last year, he was a damn good quarterback. Now, Is he good enough to lead a team on his shoulders? No, he needs a lot of talent around him. But I still have him as a top 15 quarterback. Justin Herbert entering year 2. If there's one player on this list outside of the top 10 where if I'm like, who could be in the top 5 next year? I actually think it's Herbert. You saw him win Rookie of the Year. He was slinging the ball all over the field. He's got a lot of talent, and I'm excited to see what he does in year 2. Number 12 on my list is Matthew Stafford. So the first time I made this video 2 months ago, we had Stafford in the top 7. Like, that's how high he was in our rankings. I have not been impressed from what I've heard thus far in preseason. I watched a lot of Raiders joint practices as well. He's number 12. And speaking of the Raiders, next up on my list is Derek Carr. I am a believer that he's going to have a career year. When you see year after year, he gets better and better in a John Gruden system. Hopefully, Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards could step up. You know, you got one of the best tight ends in the league in Darren Waller. But for Derek, it might not have so much to do with him. It's are they going to be able to win football games? And I think that has a lot more to determine on the defensive side of the football. Top 10 time, Matt Ryan. I understand that Ryan's not going to have Julio Jones, and Matty Ice is not the quarterback that he once was, but when you've done it as long as he's done it for in this league, I believe that deserves some respect. That's why he was over guys like Carr, over guys like Matthew Stafford. Number 9 on my list now is Kyler Murray. They have not looked good in the preseason whatsoever. That's a point-blank fact. I actually believe the 3 drives that Arizona has been out there with their starting offense, they have a total of -1 yard. Not good, right? But I've seen the ability to be able to scramble. I've seen his ability to be able to chuck it all around the football field and baseball field, for a matter of fact. And I have him still as a top 10 quarterback. So before I get into my top 8, y'all, who's the best QB in the NFL? I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of different answers to this one. Is it going to end up being the GOAT Tom Brady? Is it going to be Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, the MVP, Aaron Rodgers? Before I tell you who's the best quarterback in my rankings, I want to hear it from you. Maybe one of the most underappreciated players in the league is Ryan Tannehill. If you want to hear a crazy fantasy football stat, which maybe you guys do, the day that Ryan Tannehill took over for Marcus Mariota, the only quarterback that has scored more fantasy points than Tannehill in that amount of time is actually Patrick Mahomes. But again, this has nothing to do with fantasy. It just comes down to being able to be a solid quarterback for your team, and that's all Tannehill has ever done, but he's still not quite good enough to crack my top 7. Where I got Dak Prescott coming off a pretty wicked injury, but this guy was on pace for over 6,000 passing yards. Now, sure, the Cowboys defense definitely helps him do that. He's got tons of talent around him. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, hopefully Blake Jarwin. We'll see what happens there. And then you got a guy like Michael Gallup. But Dak Prescott, to me, is a very, very talented quarterback. Number 6 on my list actually has an MVP. It's Lamar Jackson. His ability to be able to run is something that I've never seen before. I know when we think of mobile quarterbacks, the name that always pops up into my mind is Michael Vick. I'm actually not afraid to say that I actually think that Lamar Jackson is a better scrambling quarterback than Vic. Plus, Jackson can also throw. He just needs to have a little bit more talent around him, and he's got a lot of injuries around him, especially J.K. Dobbins, Bateman, some of his other top wide receivers as well. Number 5, he won Super Bowl, it's his 7th Super Bowl at this point. Tom Brady's running out of fingers in terms of rings. And if you also count his wedding ring, he's only got 2 fingers left. I mean, this guy's just 43, 44 years old. I feel like he's going to be able to play until he's 50. And until I see a drop-off, he deserves to be a top 5 quarterback. Somebody who took one of the biggest steps forward from the day that he was drafted to where he's at now, it's Josh Allen. Considering the metrics that he had coming out of Wyoming, you're talking about a 50% completion percentage. He had the big arm, but the decision-making and his footwork. Give so much credit to Brian Daboll, but I'm sorry, if anybody disagrees with me, Josh Allen is a top 4 quarterback, and it wouldn't surprise me after this year if we put him up there in that conversation with being the best quarterback in the NFL. Now, my top 3 here are probably not too much of a big surprise to anyone. I have Russell Wilson over Josh Allen, even though Allen had a better year last year. Wilson, to me, has just been a lot more consistent. Also, his team is not as talented as Josh Allen's, and what Wilson has been able to do behind a just abysmal offensive line is just even more impressive, especially he's also being able to build up guys like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. At number 2, he won the MVP last year, but I don't have him as my number 1 quarterback, which you might as well just go to number 1, Chugs. Patrick Mahomes comes in at number 1. It was really tough to be able to break these 2 down. I get that Rodgers had the better year, but you also got to look at just what Mahomes has done since 2018, since just being that starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's just unbelievable, super, super talented. And the way that I did this was, if I was running an organization and I wanted one quarterback for only this season and this season alone, who would I want? Would I want Aaron Rodgers or would I want Patrick Mahomes? I ended up going with Patrick Mahomes. Now, obviously, I'm not going to make every single person happy, but part of my job here at Chat Sports is to give you guys my opinion, give you guys my analysis, but if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate that you did that. There's nothing more important in our lives than time, and if you took time out of your day to watch it and you made it this far, message me on IG, let me know what you thought, and if I ripped on your quarterback, dude, don't be afraid to rip on me. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there.